Okay, so we are live streaming on YouTube. I have 4 people in the waiting room, admitting them all now. All right, good morning, folks. Please keep your audio on mute until I call your name. Please put your audio on mute. And we'll get started once everyone is connected. Please put your audio on mute. And once everyone is connected and once everyone is on mute, I will begin. Okay, this is traffic court. This is a pre-trial conference docket, and I want to explain to you what that means. Pre-trial, that means this is not a trial. This is not the final hearing on your case. You'll notice that there are no law enforcement officers here, and that is because this is not a trial. So please understand, I am not here today to find you guilty or not guilty of the traffic infraction. This is an opportunity for you to resolve your case if you want to, without the need to go to a trial. So when I call your name, I will give you an offer. And then you can either accept that offer, in which case the ticket is over, the case is closed, or not. You certainly do not have to accept the offer if you don't want to. If you choose not to accept the offer, then we will give you another court date. That will be the trial. The officer will be present, and the presiding judge will listen to testimony from everyone involved and then decide whether you're guilty or not guilty. So again, please remember, this is not a trial. I'm not here to find you guilty or not guilty. So there's no reason really to tell me all of the reasons you believe you're not guilty. If you think you have a defense, then just ask for a hearing. You don't have to accept the offer. I'll give you a hearing date, and that's when you can plead your case. So when I make you an offer, your offer will include a fine and court costs. Let me explain what that means. Court costs equal $103. So, for example, if your offer includes a fine of $250 plus costs, that's $250 plus $103 for a total of $353. If you accept that offer, then you would have to contact the clerk, call your county clerk of courts within 30 days and do one of 2 things. Either pay that off in its entirety or enter into a payment plan. If you want more than 30 days to pay, that's perfectly fine, but you do need to contact the clerk within 30 days to schedule those payments. Your offer may also include traffic school. For example, it might be a 4 or 8 hour course. You can do that online. That is not in person. That's something you do online. And you would have to provide a certificate of completion to the clerk within 30 days of today's date. If the offer is an adjudication of guilt, that means you would be convicted of the traffic citation and you would receive points. If the offer is a withhold of adjudication, that means I'm withholding the conviction. You would not be convicted. You would not receive points. So I will call out your names and give you an offer, and you can just tell me if you want to accept it or not. Alexander Cruz, you can unmute. Okay, good morning, Mr. Cruz.
Good morning.
Did you hear everything I just explained?
No, because the audio wasn't working until right at the end.
Okay, well, I'll make you an offer and then I'll explain it if you have any questions. You're here on a speeding ticket. Your offer is a withhold of adjudication, which means no points, $150 fine plus costs. Do you understand that?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
The offer is a withhold of adjudication, which means no points. If you accept the offer, you do not receive points. You would have to pay a fine of $150 and court costs in the amount of $103. So that's a total of $253. You would have to contact the clerk of courts within 30 days of today's date to either pay that in full or enter into a payment plan. You can make monthly payments if you want to. That's the offer. You can accept it or not. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you choose not to accept it, then I'll give you a hearing date.
I don't want to accept that.
All right, so what is a hearing date for Mr. Cruz, please?
It's June 1st, Your Honor.
June 1st?
June 2nd, sorry, June 2nd.
June 2nd, Mr. Cruz, you're free to sign off. Thank you, sir. Okay, Rodel Garcia. Rodel Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Garcia, did you hear everything I've explained so far?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, your offer is the same. It's a withhold of adjudication, $150 plus costs.
No, I'll go to court.
All right, again, the hearing date again, please.
This is the last one for 6/2.
6/2 at 1:30. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. You're free to sign off.
All right, thank you.
All right. Mr. Cruz, you're free to sign off as well, although you're also free to stay if you want. Eduardo Rafael.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Do you have video?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Tommy, this is the gentleman actually on the 9:30 docket.
Okay.
Want me to take him at the end or?
No, that's fine. I'm good.
Okay, so you are Eduardo Farah, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Farah, have you heard everything I've explained so far?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the offer to you is an adjudication of guilt, which means if you accept this offer, you will receive points. That's based on the speed and your prior record. You would be ordered to pay a $250 fine plus court costs in a 4-hour course. Do you have any questions about the offer, or do you know what you want to do?
I know what I want to do, Your Honor.
All right, what would you like?
Guilt. I'm good, right? Yes.
Do you want to accept the offer?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you understand you need to contact the clerk right away to make payment plans?
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that course online, but you've got to get them your certificate of completion within 30 days, okay?
All right. Well, will I be paying a fine as well?
You'll be paying a fine plus court costs. The fine is $250 plus court costs, but you can make monthly payments. You don't have to pay that all at once, but you do have to contact the clerk to make the arrangements for the payment plan.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
And remember, you can do the course online. So what I want you to do, Mr. Farah, is call the Collier County Clerk of Courts right away, and you can ask them for the websites. Where do you go to take the course, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so ordered. Thank you, Mr. Farah. You're free to go.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Leon.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Leon. Have you heard everything I've said so far?
Yes, I have.
All right, so I'm going to make you an offer which you can accept or not. The offer is an adjudication of guilt, which means if you accept the offer, you will receive points, a $400 fine, plus court costs and an 8-hour course. Do you have any questions about that, or do you know what you would like to do?
Just what else can I do besides getting the points and everything?
Well, you could go to a trial and maybe you'll be found not guilty. And if you're found not guilty, you don't have to do anything. No points, no fine, no class.
And if I go to trial and I'm found guilty, it's basically the same thing that you told me.
Well, it could be the same thing. I don't know that I would be your judge, Mr. Leon. It might be somebody else. And the judge at the trial will make a decision. If you're found guilty, the sentence is based on the facts that come out during trial. Maybe there are some good facts for you called mitigating factors. Maybe there are some aggravating factors. For example, I'm not suggesting this is part of your case, but I'm just trying to give you an example. What if the officer testifies that in addition to speed, there was aggressive driving, cutting in and out of a lot of traffic, making cars slam on their brakes? Those are aggravating factors. So the judge might actually make the sentence worse than what I just offered you. But there might be mitigating factors as well. For example, the officer might say, no one else was on the road, no one else was affected by Mr. Leon. He was a very courteous and polite young man, you know, those types of things. But I can't tell you that until the trial. So it could be better, it could be worse, could be the same.
Then I'll go to trial. Then I can go to trial for that.
Okay, Tommy, a hearing date for Mr. Leon, please.
June 9th.
June 9th at 1:30, Mr. Leon. You are free to sign off. Thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
You too. Okay. I've got 3 folks in the waiting room. I'll admit them all at once. Mr. Cruz, are you waiting to talk to me again, or are you just observing?
I'm just observing.
All right. All right, good morning, folks. Please make sure your audio is on mute until I call your case. Please put your audio on mute.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Please put your audio on mute until I call your name.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, I'm going to start by explaining some things to you. This is traffic court, but it's not a hearing. This is your final trial. You'll notice that there are no officers present. So the person who wrote your ticket is not here, will not be here. So the point of the hearing today is not for me to decide whether you're guilty or not guilty. The point of the hearing today is to give you an opportunity to resolve your case without the need to go to a trial. So when I call your name, I will make you an offer, which you can either accept or not. And that's all there is to it today. The offer may include a fine and court costs. So let me explain that. Your offer might include a fine of $150 plus court costs. Court costs equal $103. So if it's $150 plus cost, the total is actually $253. If you accept the offer I make to you today, then you must contact the Collier County Clerk of Courts within 30 days of today's date to do one of 2 things: to either pay that off in full or enter into a payment plan if you want more time to pay. You can make monthly payments, but you at least have to arrange that with the clerk within 30 days of today's date. Your offer may also include a driving school, a 4-hour course, an 8-hour course, or a 12-hour course. If you accept the offer, then you would have to do that course, complete that course. It's online, it is not in person, and provide a certificate of completion within 30 days of today's date. Mr. Valeriste, we're going to start with you because your case is easy. This is Jackie Valeriste, 21 TR 7875. Sir, you're here on driving on a suspended license. I checked the driving record. I know that you fixed it, right? You now have a valid driver's license.
That is correct.
Your case is dismissed. You're free to go. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Simon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Tommy, Mr. Simon's at 9:30. Can we switch over to that docket?
Yes, we can, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Simon, this is a traffic control device violation. The offer to you is a withhold of adjudication, which means I would be withholding the conviction, no points for you, a $60 fine plus costs. So you can either accept that or set it for hearing, completely up to you.
Let me ask a quick question, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
So my current ticket is for $163, and I truly believe I'm not guilty in this circumstance. So I definitely want to make sure I don't have points on my license, but I want to avoid payment on principle. Is that something that if I decline the offer, or excuse me, if I take the offer, is that equal to the payment? The only difference is I have no risk of points on my license.
Right. If you were to simply send in a check, let's say you got the ticket and you, as you know, you had to make a decision within 30 days. If you were to simply send in a check and pay that 163, you would have received points.
But this
Okay.
guy would not.
This is no points. So I know the monetary obligation is the same. That's where I came up with the numbers.
Okay.
But there are no points. That's the withhold of adjudication. So you definitely don't receive points. This is definitely better than just sending in a check.
Okay.
But if it's a principle of the thing and you believe you're not guilty, I'm happy to give you a trial date.
Yeah, I'll take that, Your Honor.
All right, Tommy, I forgot the date, sorry.
We have June 9th. This is the last one for that day.
Last one for June 9th. So
Yeah.
it's June 9th at 1:30, okay, Mr. Simon?
Yes, and I will get instructions on that.
You will, yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, have a good day.
Take care.
All right. Okay, Victor's iPhone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. What is your name?
Victor Tavares.
Okay. On the 9:30 docket, Mr. Tavares, this is a speeding ticket. I'm going to make you an offer which you can accept or not. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The offer for you is a withhold of adjudication, which means no points, a $250 fine plus court costs, and a 4-hour course. You have any questions about that, or do you know what you want to do?
No, sir. I totally agree with you.
You want to accept that offer?
Yes, sir.
All right. So will you contact the Collier County Clerk of Courts right away to make payment plan?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So ordered, Mr. Tavares. That's it then, sir. Thank you very much. Just contact the Clerk of Courts. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. Okay, Tommy, Mr. Cruz is still with us. Mr. Cruz, do you have anything else for me?
Well, I got a question.
Okay.
In my case, is it going to trial?
Yes, sir. That was your request. You wanted a trial.
Okay, and if I was to lose the trial, what's the off? What am I
would
looking
happen?
at? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know you've been here so far all morning, Mr. Cruz. So you heard me explain to, I think, some other gentlemen about the facts that come out during the trial. I may not be the judge for your trial. So the judge at your trial will listen to all of the evidence, your testimony, the testimony from the officer, and then decide whether you're guilty or not guilty. If that judge decides you're not guilty, then the case is closed. You don't have to pay anything. You don't get any points. It's over, right? That's ideal for you. The judge might find you guilty. If the judge finds you guilty, I can't tell you for sure what the sentence will be. But at that point, when the judge finds you guilty, if the judge finds you guilty, it's totally up to the judge to decide what sentence to impose. It's not up to you, right? This morning, you have an option. You can accept the offer or not. But after trial, if the judge finds you guilty, then it's up to the judge. And the sentence will be based on the facts that come out during the trial. You heard me, I think, explain to another gentleman that there might be some mitigating facts that come out, some things that are in your favor. Mr. Cruz was a nice young man. His speeding did not affect any other drivers, that sort of thing. He's got a clean record. Those are mitigating factors. Or there might be some aggravating factors. Mr. Cruz was swerving in and out of traffic, cutting other cars off, those sorts of things. You understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, I understand. And
So let me give
I'm
you
sorry.
let me give you the maximum, okay? So you know what's the worst case scenario, because I think that was part of your question. If the judge finds you guilty, the maximum, it could be an adjudication of guilt, which means you would get points on your record. He could order you, or she could order you to pay a $500 fine. So it could be up to $500 plus court costs, which is another $103. And you could be ordered to take a driving class anywhere up to 12 hours.
Okay, so the trial isn't gonna have I'm not gonna be charged for a trial, or is that part of the court cost?
The court cost would remain the same. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go up if you request a trial.
Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted to know too.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what might happen. Worst case scenario, if you're found guilty at trial, you could get points on your record. You could have to pay a fine up to, the fine could go up. The court costs won't go up, but the fine could go up to 500. Remember, the offer I made to you was no points, a $150 fine plus cost. So that total is 253. At trial, you could have to pay you could get points. You could have to pay up to $500 plus costs, which is a total of 603. And you could have to go to a driving school 4, 8, or 12 hours long. That's worst
Yeah.
case scenario, though.
Your offer is a lot more than my ticket cost, which was 128 is what I have. That's why.
My offer. Yeah, but if you'd have paid that 128, you would have received points. So my offer also eliminated the points.
Okay.
So in the long run, eliminating the points is better for you. I know you're thinking, gosh, I would have preferred to pay 120 something bucks, but then you get points, your insurance would have gone up. And in the long run, that would be way more expensive. So yes, my offer right now is more expensive for you, but in the long term, it's better for you. And you would be able to make payments over a number of months. Remember, I explained that to you. So that's the offer that I made to you. But you right now, you're set for a trial, and we can leave that set for a trial if that's what you want us to do.
Okay, last question. If I was to win the trial, am I gonna still have to pay court costs?
No, sir. If you win the trial, you don't pay anything, and you don't get any points.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Sure. You want to leave it set for trial?
Yes.
Okay, so that's it, Mr. Cruz. Thank you. Again, you're free to stick around and watch if you want to.
Okay, have a good day.
You too, thanks. Okay, Tommy, it's 9:26. I've got 2 people left in the waiting room.
Okay.
Now, and they just joined the waiting room. But I'm going to wait till about 9:35 to admit everybody at once, make my remarks to them at once. So we'll just be in a recess for 7 or 8 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, Tommy, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, 4 people coming in. Good morning, folks. Please make sure your audio is on mute until I call your name. Please put your audio on mute until I call your case.
Hello?
Folks, please put your audio on mute until I call your case. Once everybody's done that, we'll get started. All right, this is traffic court. This is a pre-trial docket, not a trial docket, a pre-trial docket. So it's important to understand that we are not here for a final evidentiary hearing. You'll notice that there are no police officers present. And again, that's because this is not a trial. So the purpose of the hearing today is not for me to find you guilty or not guilty. That's not the point of our hearing today. The point of the hearing today is to give you an opportunity to resolve your case without the need to go to a trial. So when I call your name, I will give you an offer. And then you can either accept that offer or not. Your offer might include a withhold of adjudication or an adjudication of guilt. Let me explain what that means. If you receive an adjudication of guilt, that means you are convicted and you will receive points on your record. A withhold of adjudication means I'm withholding the conviction, which means you will not receive points. Your offer will also include a fine and court costs, and I'll explain that as well. For example, your fine might be $250. Court costs equal $103. So $250 plus 103, the total is $353. If you accept the offer I make to you today, then you will have to contact the Collier County Clerk of Court within 30 days of today's date to do one of 2 things: to either pay that off in full or to enter into a payment plan. It's perfectly fine to make monthly payments that go beyond the first month, but you have to set up that payment plan within 30 days of today's date. Your offer might also include driving school. Driving school can be 4, 8, or 12 hours long. That is done online. That is not in person. You will provide a certificate of completion to the clerk within 30 days of today's date, again, if you accept the offer. If you do not accept the offer, that's perfectly fine. Just tell me no thanks, I don't want the offer, and then we'll give you a hearing date. You'll come back at 1:30 in the afternoon on another day, not today, and that will be your trial. Miss Werther, you can unmute, please. This is an expired registration. Have you fixed it?
I tried to. In the process of trying to find an EPA solution because it was Ohio expired plates. I found that you don't have that in Florida. I proceeded to go to the Naples Police Department, had Russell Ayers sign off on the vehicle location verification. But during this time, I spoke to the EPA of Florida, who said that Governor DeWine of Ohio had signed HB 404, which extends the expiration date of driver's licenses and registrations until July 1st
of this year.
Correct. So it was a mistake by my bookkeeper because it is a company vehicle. She was overwhelmed and dropped the ball when she found out this e-check business in Florida. And we've since found out the governor signed that. In addition to that finding, although I was very willing to pay the fine and the DMV, I've now sold the car.
Okay, so you no longer have that vehicle.
Correct.
Okay, 21 TR 8335 is dismissed. Case over, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Okay, Mr. Elwell. Justin Elwell.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Have you, Mr. Elwell, have you heard everything I've explained so far today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll make you an offer. You tell me if you want to accept it or not. This is a speeding ticket. The offer is an adjudication of guilt, which means you would receive points. That's based on the speed and your prior record. you would be ordered to pay a $300 fine plus court costs and a 4-hour course. Do you understand your options?
Yes, sir.
What would you like to do?
I accept your offer.
All right. And Mr. Elwell, do you understand then that you need to contact the clerk right away to either pay that or make a payment plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions for me?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Then that's it for our hearing, Mr. Elwell. Thank you, sir, and good luck to you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Smith.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Smith. Did you hear everything I've explained so far?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you understand everything I've explained, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So your offer is a withhold of adjudication, which means no points, 150 plus costs, and a 4-hour course.
I accept.
All right. Mr. Smith, you understand that you need to contact the clerk right away?
Yes, sir.
Any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay. That completes the hearing then, Mr. Smith. Thank you, sir, and good luck to you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you. Tommy? Are we good?
We're good.
Okay. That was Mr. Smith. I've got someone here with a phone number.
I think that's Mr. Smith as well, because we were getting feedback when he was talking.
Oh, okay. If your phone number ends in 3570, Mr. Smith, if that's you, you can disconnect.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, who is this?
Yes, this is me. This is me, Your Honor, Joanne Roberts. Good morning.
All right, good morning, Miss Roberts. You've got 2 tickets with us today. Have you heard everything I've explained so far?
Yes, I did, sir.
So you know that I'm going to make you an offer for each ticket, and then you can accept or not. You understand that, right?
Oh, yes, but can I please explain?
Oh, go ahead.
I don't have the greatest record, I realize that, but the points that I have on my license is because I have a son who was in a mental institution, and I was driving him cross country, and I was really concerned he was going to commit suicide. I got him to Florida from California, and now he's been with us, and I live in Delray, and he lives in Naples, and he was having some issues with hearing voices and everything. So I went over there on February 16th. I was worried that I might have to Baker Act him. And all of a sudden, this tornado alert comes up on my phone when I reached the street where I was with him. And I've never been in a tornado. I started to panic. My gas was completely empty after the 2-hour drive, across the state of Florida. So I pulled into this gas station, took off my seatbelt, and asked the man why was there covers on the diesel gas, and he said because they were completely out of it. And I was so nervous that I would get caught in the tornado without gas, diesel gas. So I went across the street, finally got diesel gas, and I didn't realize that there was I wasn't familiar with the area. There's a turn that you can't turn, and it doesn't have no U-turn there. It just has a sign way up ahead, which I wouldn't have seen. So the police officer was very nice, and I explained to him the situation, and I did have my seatbelt on, but I had to take it off. And I just was really panicking. It was February 16th at 7 a.m. At the same time, there was a tornado that was hitting that area.
Okay. And so you're telling me all of this for what purpose? What do you hope to accomplish?
I hope to get withhold adjudication because, I'd be happy to go to school because I just don't want to lose my license because of the situation with my son. I've been having a lot of trouble.
Okay. Well,
he's since passed away.
Well, and I'm very sorry to hear that. But as you said, you prefaced your remarks with your driving record, which is, it's not good, it's terrible, right? You've got failure
I know
to
that.
2 times, 7 speeding infractions, traffic control device following too closely 2 times. You've got, that's more than 10 moving violations. And so hearing one side of the story is not sufficient for me at this point. If you want to schedule,
but I have been really trying.
Hold on, man.
Really trying to improve.
Okay. If you want to set it for a hearing, you said Sergeant Kaplan was very nice and very understanding to you at the scene, and maybe he would reiterate many of the facts that you're arguing now at the trial.
Yes,
and maybe he'll testify in a way that's favorable for you, or recommend a withhold of adjudication. Maybe not. But just hearing one side of the story is not sufficient at this point. Your offers on both tickets include an adjudication of guilt, which is a conviction. If you don't want to accept that, I can explain the offers in their entirety for you, or we can just set it for a hearing. And perhaps you
I guess I would have to set it for a hearing.
Okay,
I was
Tommy,
hoping to have adjudication.
I know.
Withholding of adjudication.
I'm sure you were. Tommy, hearing date for Miss Roberts, please.
June 16th, Your Honor.
June 16th at 1:30, both cases. Thank you, ma'am.
I couldn't hear. Wait. I couldn't hear that. I'm sorry. What was it?
June 16th.
Hello?
Ma'am, I'm telling you right now. It's June 16th.
June 16th. Okay.
At 1:30.
Okay, I didn't hear it before that. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
And it's in the courthouse there?
It'll be via Zoom. You'll receive instructions in the mail, just like you did for today.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. Okay, that was 2 cases for Miss Roberts. We have, let's see, 2 other people in the waiting room. Good morning, folks. Please put your audio on mute until I call your name. Folks, please put your audio on mute until I call your name. And once both of you are connected and on mute, we will begin.
Hello?
Please put your audio on mute until I call your name.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is traffic court, and specifically it's a pre-trial conference docket. That means we're not here for a trial. This is a pre-trial docket. So the point of the docket today is not for me to find you guilty or not guilty. I will not be doing that today. You'll notice the police officer who wrote the ticket is not here. The point of the hearing today is for me to make you an offer, which you can accept or not. So this is an opportunity for you to resolve your case without the need to go to a trial. If you accept the offer, then your offer will likely include a fine and court costs. Let me explain what that means. The fine, for example, might be $250 plus court costs. Court costs equal $103. So $250 plus $103 equals $353. If you accept that offer, then you have to contact the Collier County Clerk of Courts within 30 days to do one of 2 things. Either pay that in full or enter into a payment plan. You're free to make monthly payments beyond the first month if you want to, but you have to make that plan with the clerk within 30 days of today's date. Your offer may also include driving school for 8 or 12 hours long. That is done online. If you accept the offer, you must provide a certificate of completion to the clerk within 30 days of today's date. If your offer includes an adjudication of guilt, that's a conviction, which means you would receive points on your record. A withhold of adjudication means no points. So I will call your name and then give you an offer. I'll explain the offer if you don't understand it, and then you simply tell me if you want to accept it or not. I've got a lady here listed as iPad. Can you unmute and tell me your name, please?
Good morning. My name is Maria Marguerite.
No, I'm talking to someone else, Miss Marguerite. I'll be with you in
Sorry,
a minute.
sir.
I'm talking to the lady who's listed as iPad.
I'm sorry, my name is Michael Brooks.
Brooks?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Tommy, we're moving. Miss Brooks is on the 10:30 docket. Can you switch over to that docket?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Brooks, did you hear me explain everything just a minute ago?
Yes, I did.
And you understand I'll make you an offer, you can accept it or not, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, your offer is an adjudication of guilt, $300 fine plus costs and a 4-hour course.
I accept.
So you understand to contact the clerk right away?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Miss Brooks. Have a great day.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that was 300 with a 4-hour driving school?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Ooh, I'm with that.
Okay, Miss Margalich.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Have you heard everything I've explained so far?
Yes, I heard.
All right, so I'll make you an offer and then you tell me if you want to accept it. The offer is a withhold of adjudication, which means no points, a $150 fine plus costs.
Plus cost, how much is cost?
Costs, remember, are $103. So it's $150 plus 103 for a total of $253.
What's my other option?
Your other option is to say no thanks, and then we'll set your case for a trial. And the officer will be there as well, and the judge will listen to your side. The judge will listen to the officer's testimony, and then the judge will decide whether you're guilty or not guilty.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Can I accept the offer, please?
Sure. So you know that you need to contact the clerk within 30 days of today's date, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, any other questions for me?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, so ordered. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Mhm.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Tommy, we've got one other person in the waiting room. I'm trying to figure out what docket she's on.
Okay.
I'll just let her in and we'll try to figure it out together. Now I'm up to 2. Hold on. Good morning, folks. Please put your audio on mute until I call your name. Please put your audio on mute until I call your name. I've got 2 people who just joined the meeting, Ms. Arellano and someone named Mr. I think Taiwo. I need you both to put your audio on mute, please. Put your audio on mute, and then I will begin. Opayemi Taiwo. Can you hear me? Maybe not. Okay, so then I guess I just have Ms. Arellano. Ms. Arellano, you can take your audio off mute. This is a traffic pretrial conference docket, but the first thing I need to do is find your case. What time is your hearing?
It was supposed to be at 10.
And would it be under Saavedra or Arellano?
Both of them are my last names.
I'm sorry, I see this. I think you already pled. Didn't you? Did you enter a plea, a conditional plea?
Yes, I did.
Let me pull your case up and I'll tell you what happened, okay?
Okay.
Tommy, this is 21 TR 9589. 9589.
Okay.
Okay, so you entered a conditional plea, which was accepted, and the sentence is a withhold of adjudication, so you don't get any points. $150 fine plus costs. And so your plea requested no points and you were successful, so you don't get any points, but you do have to contact the Collier County Clerk of Courts to make payment arrangements, okay?
Okay.
So your case is done. You're free to disconnect, leave the meeting, but you do need to contact the clerk right away and
Okay.
give them your, do you have your case number? Or I can give it to you.
I think I have it.
You want to write it down? I'll tell it to you again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll write it down. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay.
It is 21
21.
TR 9589.
9589. So
Yes.
21 TR twice.
No, sorry, I said it twice, but I was just trying to clarify. It is just once.
Oh, okay. So 21 TR 9589.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And you just
Thank
give
you.
them that number and then you can talk to them about payment, okay?
Okay. And for this, I go to like the DMV, right? Or
No, the Collier County Clerk of Courts.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you contact
Right.
them about payment, all right?
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, and we still have Miss Margalich. She had 2 connections. And the other gentleman, I guess, logged off, but he's actually not on the docket until 11 o'clock. Yeah. So no one else is, and I should just say for the record, no one's in the courtroom. No one else is in the waiting room. So we'll be in recess until about 10:05 for the 10 o'clock folks, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Tommy, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, 3 people coming in.
Okay.
Good morning, folks. Please make sure your audio is on mute until I call your case. Please put your audio on mute. And once everyone is connected and on mute, we will begin. Please put your audio on mute until I call your name. All right, good morning, folks. This is traffic court. This is a pretrial conference docket. That means this is not a trial. You'll notice the officer who wrote your ticket is not here, which means I'm not here to determine whether you are guilty or not guilty of the traffic infraction. So please remember that we're not here for a trial. The point of the hearing today is for me to make you an offer, which you can accept or not. So this is an opportunity for you to resolve your case if you want to, without the need to go to a trial. When I make you an offer, your offer may include a fine and court costs. Let me explain how that works. If your fine, for example, is $250 and court costs equal $103, that's $250 plus $103 for a total of $353. If you were to accept that offer, then you have to contact the Collier County Clerk of Court within 30 days of today's date to do one of 2 things: to either pay that in full or enter into a payment plan. You can have more than 30 days to pay if you need it, but you have to contact the clerk and make that payment plan within 30 days. Your offer may also include driving school, a 4-hour, 8-hour, or 12-hour course. That is done online. That is not done in person. If you accept the offer, you have to provide the certificate of completion to the Collier clerk within 30 days of today's date. If your offer is an adjudication of guilt, that means you would be convicted and receive points. If your offer is a withhold of adjudication, then no points. Again, I will explain this offer to you when I call your case, and then you just tell me if you want to accept it or not. And we'll start with Mr. Angel, Miguel Angel. Sir, you can unmute. Good morning, sir. What is your name?
Miguel Ángel Vivas.
All right, sir. Did you hear everything I just explained?
Yes.
All right. You're looking at somebody. Is somebody translating for you?
Yes, somebody is translating for him.
All right. Very good. And who am I speaking with?
His stepson, Kendry Mustro.
All right. And so are you translating to Spanish?
Yes, sir.
And you're fluent in Spanish?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you for your help today. Did you explain or did you translate everything I've said so far?
Yeah, he has to take a deal upon whatever you tell him. If not, if he doesn't accept that deal, then he has the option to go onto trial.
Exactly. Very good. Thank you. So I'll give you the offer, and then he'll tell me if he wants to accept it. The offer is a withhold of adjudication, so no points.
No puntos.
$250 fine plus.
250.
Did you just tell him the fine?
Yeah, I told him the fine. Yeah.
The fine plus court costs.
Which is 103, right?
Correct.
So
and a 4-hour driving course, which is done online.
Okay, so te dan 0 puntos, 250 de la multa y 103 de la corte. So son 350. 353 en total, pero tienes que hacer una escuelita de 4 horas por el internet. Yo lo hice.
No, está bien. Está bien.
He accepts the deal.
All right, sir. Do you understand you have to contact the Collier clerk right away to make payment plan?
Tienes que llamar a Collier Court para hacer pagos de arreglo y eso.
Okay.
¿Tú entiendes eso?
Okay.
Dile que sí entiende.
Perfect.
Okay. So he says he understands that and he accepts, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ordered. That's it for both of you. You're free to sign off. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Thank you. You as well, sir.
Thank you. Jomar's iPhone.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. What happened to you? There you are. Okay. What is your name, sir?
Jomar Quillis.
With a Q? Jomar,
Yes, sir.
Oh, I see. Is it Jomar Aquiles Acevedo?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you heard everything I've explained so far, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll make you an offer. You tell me if you want to accept it. The offer for you is a withhold of adjudication, so no points, $250 fine plus court costs and a 4-hour course.
Yes, I'll take.
You accept?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
And how long do I have so I can call the county clerk?
You should call them right
30
away.
days, right?
Well, don't wait 30 days. If I were you, I'd call them this afternoon. The sooner the better. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, and good luck to you. Mr. Keelis, you still there? All right. Well, Tommy, he accepted. That's a withhold 250 cost 4-hour course.
Okay.
All right. And he just disconnected. All right. I have someone listed as Anthony. Anthony, can you unmute, please?
How you doing, sir?
I'm all right, sir. How are you?
Good.
Are you Anthony Arroyo?
Anthony Angelo Arroyo, yes, sir.
All right. This is a headlights violation. Has that been fixed?
Yeah, she fixed it. It was in my car. It was her car. What happened was, it was Easter night, and her mom called me because she was drunk, and she asked me if I can go pick her up. So me and my friend, he drove my truck. I went to the party to go pick her up, and then my friend drove my truck, and I drove her car to drive her to her mom's house. And the lady came up, and the officer came up, and she's like, "You just ate a red light." And I go, "She got a dash cam on her thing. I didn't eat a red light." And she's like, "Give me your license and registration." And I gave her. I said, "This is not my car. This is her car. But here's my license." And then she's like, "What's her registration?" And I asked her, she didn't know, but I gave her a registration. Then she came back and said, "Oh, you got a busted headlight and a busted tail light and the headlight." And I was like, "What's the ticket for the going through the red light?" She goes, "I can sit here all day and write you summons if you want." I was like, "Just give me the ticket, because this is not even my car." So
Okay.
I even talked to my friend. He's a state trooper.
The important thing is, has it been fixed?
Yeah, she fixed it.
How do you know that?
Because she works here with me.
Okay, and she confirmed that with you, that it's been fixed?
Yeah, she can confirm that. She's not here with me. Her name is Dinah. I could get her on the line if you want.
No, I'm not asking if she can confirm it right now, but you've confirmed that it has actually been fixed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 21 TR 9368 is dismissed. So the case is over. You're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Tommy, I think he was making sub sandwiches, and now I'm hungry.
No, that was Marco's Pizza. I was hoping you would ask if you would set this one.
Oh, is that pizza? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm really hungry. Okay. So, one person in the waiting room on the 10:30 docket. So we're going to bring all those folks in at the same time.
Okay.
So let's go back and address the 9 o'clock docket. It's been over an hour. I wanted to give those folks who have not appeared yet time to make an appearance, and I think more than an hour is ample opportunity. So we'll start with Roger Brasher. Two cases with Roger Brasher, 21 TR 8386, 21 TR 8388. I'm starting in 8386, reviewing the file for notice. There is a notice to appear in the court file for today's date, 9 o'clock. It's now 10:14. This was mailed to the defendant. Mailed to the same address that appears on the citation. This is a DWLSR. I'm just checking to see if it's been fixed. Give me just a minute.
Okay.
And this does indicate that it was fixed.
Okay.
And it is currently valid. So we're not going to issue a D6. Yeah, he's fixed the problem. 21 TR 8386 is dismissed.
Okay.
All right, now the next case is 21 TR 8388. All right, and this is a moving violation. The notice to appear went out, excuse me, on 4/15 for today's date, 5/5, 9 o'clock. It's 10/16. Excuse me. And this went to the same address that's on the citation and on his motor vehicle record. So he was properly noticed and he's not here. This is a D6 on that case. We're not setting them for hearing, also just the D6.
Okay.
All right. Next on the 9 o'clock docket. Is Fabian Canino, 21 TR 6621. All right, there is a notice to appear in the court file for today's date at 9 o'clock that was mailed to the defendant back in March 24th. Same address on the citation. Same address on his motor vehicle record. So Mr. Canino was noticed. Notice was not returned and he's not here. So this is also a D6 based on his FTA.
Okay.
And again, no one is in the courtroom and he's not in the waiting room.
Okay.
Next on the 9 o'clock docket is Valen Cruz. Case number 20 TR 31254, also a DWLSR. Still suspended. All right, let's check for notice. There's a notice to appear for today's date, 9 o'clock. It's 10/19. This was mailed to the defendant 3/24/21. Same address on his motor vehicle record. Same address on the citation. So he was properly noticed. He's not here. This is a D6 based on his FTA. Again, Mr. Cruz is not in the courtroom. And he is not in the waiting room. All right, next on the 9 o'clock docket is Montrez Davis, who does not appear to be in the waiting room. So I'm reviewing the file for notice. Notice was mailed to him on March 24th for today's date, 9 o'clock. It's 10:20. That notice was returned, unable to forward. Of course, if he moves, it's his obligation to provide us with a correct address. Let me see where the address came from that's on the notice. It's the same address that's on the citation. And the same address that's on his motor vehicle record. So not only is he responsible for keeping the clerk of court up to date on his address, he's legally responsible for changing it with the motor vehicle records, or DHSMV, I should say. And he's not done that. The address is the same address again that appears on his motor vehicle record. So the notice mailed to the defendant is sufficient for notice purposes, and he's not here. So this is a D6 based on his FTA. Still does not appear as though he's in the waiting room. Okay, next case on the 9 o'clock docket is Marcos Echeverria Marino, 21 TR 11136. Notice to appear was mailed to the defendant on April 23rd, not returned. Same address on the citation. And the same address on his motor vehicle record. So he was properly noticed. He's not here. This is a D6 based on his FTA.
Okay.
Next is Pedro Espinoza, 21 TR 10466. There is a notice to appear in the file that was mailed to the defendant on 4/16 for today's date, 9 o'clock. It's 10:23. This notice was not returned. Mailed to the same address that appears on his citation. And it's the same address that's on his motor vehicle record. So Mr. Espinoza was properly noticed, and he's not here. This is an FTA based, a D6 based on his FTA. And the last case on the 9 o'clock docket is Christopher Zullo, 21 TR 7257. There is a notice to appear in the court file for today's date, 9 o'clock. This was mailed to the defendant 4/16. Same address on the citation. So the notice to appear went to the same address on the citation and the same address that appears on his motor vehicle record. So Mr. Zullo was properly noticed. He's not here. D6 based on his FTA.
Okay.
And that completes our 9 o'clock docket. All right, let's go to our 9:30 docket. That was 55 minutes ago. And we have 4 people left. Let's review those cases for notice, beginning with Vasista Chalasani, 21 TR 10636. Does not appear to be in the waiting room. I'm reviewing the file for notice. Notice to appear was mailed to the defendant 4/19 for 9:30 this morning. It's now 10:26. The notice was mailed to the same address that appears on the citation. This is an out-of-state DL, so I don't have a motor vehicle record, but it went to the same address provided to the officer, which appears on the citation in the instant case, and the notice was not returned. So this is a D6 based on his failure to appear. Next is Joseph Hubbard, 21 TR 8689. There is a notice to appear in the court file for today's date at 9:30. It's 10:26. This notice was mailed and not returned to the same address that appears on the citation. And that is the same address that appears on his motor vehicle record. So he was properly noticed. He's not here. This is a D6 based on his FTA. All right, next case on the 9:30 docket is Jeffrey Perez Antolin, 21 TR 10319. Notice to appear in the court file was mailed to the defendants on 4/19 for today's date, 9:30. It is now 10:28. This was not returned. And the notice was mailed to the same address that appears on the citation. Which is the same address on his motor vehicle record. So he was properly noticed. He's not here. D6 based on his FTA. All right, and the last case on the 9:30 docket is Ali Taja, 21 TR 7289. It looks like private counsel filed a notice of appearance last week.
Looks like it was set on May 25th at 9 a.m.
Okay, so this is previously canceled, right?
I'll just take it off the docket.
Okay, thank you. And that completes our 9:30 docket. We'll review our 10 o'clock FTAs after we address these folks who are here. Okay, so that'll be it for now. All right, we do have, it looks like a pretty good turnout here for the 10:30 docket. It's 10:29. As soon as we hit 10:30, I'll let them in and we'll begin.
Okay.
All right, good morning, folks. Please make sure your audio is on mute until I call your case. Please put your audio on mute. Once everyone is connected and everyone is on mute, we will begin.
There we go.
Hello. How you doing,
folks, please, I'm doing fine, thank you. Please put your audio on mute, folks, until I call your name. With this many people, we get feedback if everyone's not on mute. So once everyone is connected and on mute, we will begin. Folks, you have to put your audio on mute. We have one person still connecting, several not on mute. All right, the one person still connecting might be having some problems, so we'll get started. For the rest of you, let me just make some remarks before I start calling your cases. This is traffic court. This is a pre-trial docket, which means this is not a trial docket. This is a pre-trial docket. You'll notice that the officer who wrote the ticket is not here. So we're not here for me to decide whether you are guilty or not guilty. That is not the point of the docket today. The point of the docket today is for me to make you an offer, which you can accept or not. So this is an opportunity for you to resolve your case without the need to go to trial, if that's what you would like to do. If you choose not to accept the offer, that's perfectly fine. Just tell me no thanks, and then we'll give you another court date for a hearing, and the officer will be present for that hearing. So let me explain a little bit about the offers to all of you at once so that you understand them. First of all, the offer may be an adjudication of guilt or a withhold of adjudication. What does that mean? The adjudication of guilt is a conviction. That means you would be getting points on your record. A withhold of adjudication means I'm withholding the conviction, so you would not be getting points on your record. The offer will also include a fine and court costs. And let me give you an example of that. Let's say the fine is $250 and then court costs. What is court costs? Court costs equal $103. So if your offer is a $250 fine plus court costs, the total is $353. If you accept that offer, then you must contact the Collier clerk within 30 days of today's date to do one of two things: to either pay that off in full or to enter into a payment plan. So you don't have to pay it all in full. You can make monthly payments, but you at least have to contact them within 30 days to schedule that payment plan. Your offer may also include traffic school. That may be 4 hours, 8 hours, or 12 hours. If you accept the offer, then you do that school online. It's not done in person, it's online. And then you give you get a certificate of completion when you're done, and you have to give that to the clerk within 30 days of today's date. All right, so I'm going to make you the offer. Remember, this is not a trial. There's really no reason to tell me all of the reasons you're not guilty. If you believe you're not guilty and you want a trial, just tell me that, and I'll give you the trial date. Okay, I've got Jair Salgado.
Hello.
All right, good morning. And who are you, Mr. Salgado?
I'm
Mrs. Salgado. Well, I'm sorry. I'm mom.
Yeah.
Your mom?
Yes.
Okay, and you're Jair, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is a speeding ticket. The offer for you, I'll tell you the offer, and then I'll answer some questions for you if you don't understand the offer, and then you tell me if you want to accept it or not, okay?
Okay.
All right, the offer is a withhold of adjudication, which means no points on your record, $250 fine plus costs, and a 4-hour course.
Yeah, I'll take.
You will take it?
Take that offer.
Okay, Mom, do you agree?
I totally agree.
Okay, so you understand your son needs to contact the Collier clerk right away to either pay that or make a payment plan, right?
Correct.
Any questions?
Yes, as far as the course, is there, would they provide information on where he can take a course? Or we did receive something in the mail for a course with the price of a course from One Safe Driver. Is that something that he can do?
You can ask the clerk. You were right. Your first thought was the right thought. When you call the clerk, ask them about that. Where can I take this class? And remember, it's online. There are several different websites that you can choose from. So you can talk to the clerk about that, okay?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you both. You're free to sign off. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I have a Miss Condomina. You can unmute. Miss Condomina. Good morning. Have you heard everything I've explained so far?
Yes.
So you understand I'll make you an offer and you can accept it or not, right?
Yes.
Okay, your offer is an adjudication of guilt, which means if you accept the offer, you do receive points, $250 fine, plus costs, and a 4-hour course. What would you like to do?
I'll take that. Now, I did already pay the $353. So is it just a 4-hour course?
Well, you'll have to, I don't know what 353 you're referring to. I'm not sure. I haven't imposed that yet because this is our first hearing. So I'm not sure what you paid. You'll have to talk to the clerk and find out what you paid.
Okay.
And if they agree with you that you've already paid, then yes, you would still have the course to take.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Nope, that is it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so ordered. Thank you. Good luck to you.
You too.
All right, I've got a gentleman listed as iPhone. Looks like you're in a car. You can unmute.
How you doing?
All right, good morning, sir. What is your name, please?
Tequila and Sally.
Your last name again?
Tally, T-A-L-E-Y.
Oh, Tally. I think you might be...
That was at 10 o'clock.
Oh, Mr. Tally. Okay. Tommy, can we switch to 10?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Tally, this is a speeding ticket. Have you heard everything I've explained so far?
Yes.
So I'll make you an offer and you can accept it or not. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Your offer is an adjudication of guilt, which means if you accept, you do get points, $300 fine, plus costs, and a 4-hour course. What would you like to do?
I'll pay the fine.
So you accept that offer?
Nope. I don't want the points. I'll take the fine.
Well, it's not one or the other. The offer is all together. So if you
With the
accept
points?
the offer, you do get points.
For my first speeding ticket?
At this speed, yes, sir. Or
All
we
right.
can just set it for hearing.
We can do it. I'll take it.
You accept. Okay, so ordered. Thank you, Mr. Tally. Have a good day. Okay, I've got Nigel Katendi.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Do you have video?
I'm not sure. The computer, like I had to use my phone just to connect the audio.
All right, well, let me ask you a question. Did you hear everything I've explained already?
Yes, I've heard everything.
So I'm going to make you an offer. You tell me if you want to accept it or not. The offer is an adjudication of guilt, which means if you accept the offer, you will receive points, a $250 fine, plus court costs and a 4-hour course. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to accept it.
Okay, so ordered. That's it for today. Just make sure you contact the clerk right away, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I have Rayvon Hampton. Rayvon Hampton, can you hear me? How about Meritzier?
Good morning.
Good morning. What is your name, please?
This is for my dad, Renes Merizier.
Okay. Are you going to help us with translation?
Yes.
From English to what?
Haitian Creole.
And then, okay, and you're fluent in Haitian Creole?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for your help today. Have you explained, or did you translate everything I've already said to your dad?
Yes, he understands some stuff that you said to him, yes.
Okay, how about you? Have you understood everything I've said?
Yes.
So I'll make you the offer and I'll answer any questions you have or your dad has about it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
The offer for your dad is a withhold of adjudication, which means no points.
A
$60 fine, 60,
$60.
plus court costs.
And then sa court la ap charge.
$60.
And what is the court cost?
$103.
$103.
$103
plus $60.
$160? Non, parce que police a campé dans stop sign après monter une caméra vidéo pour pas camper.
He said that
vidéo pour pas camper.
that the police had gave him a ticket while he was at the stop sign.
Well, you heard me say earlier, this is not a trial, okay?
That's
So
not on trial,
I'm not here to determine. I'm not here to determine if he's guilty or not guilty. If he doesn't want to accept the offer, just tell me that, and we'll set it for hearing.
Ok, li di ko sa sou pa aksepte ofou ya, ou ka just di non, parce ou pa ka explike sa te pase.
Non, pas du tout.
He said no.
Okay, Tommy, a hearing date for him, please.
That would be June 16th at 1:30.
June 16th at 1:30.
No.
That will be in the court or in Zoom?
Well, right now it's scheduled to be in Zoom. If things change with COVID, then that could change as well. But your father will receive instruction in the mail about how to appear. Okay?
Okay.
Okay,
thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Moto G Stylus. Moto G Stylus. Can you hear me? Galaxy A11, can you hear me?
I have a Galaxy, but I don't know if that's...
Okay, yep, you're the one I'm speaking to. What is your name?
Me, Janie Perilla.
Janie Perilla on the 11 o'clock docket.
Yes.
Okay, Miss Perilla, have you heard everything I've explained so far?
Yes, I have.
I'll make you an offer. You can accept it or not. You understand that?
Yes.
Your offer is an adjudication of guilt, which means you would get points if you accept the offer. A $400 fine plus costs and an 8-hour course. What would you like to do?
Okay, so it's 400 plus fines. How much is the fines?
400 is the fine. It's 400 plus costs. The costs equal 103. And you would either pay that in full or enter into a payment plan with the clerk.
I would like to enter into a payment plan because I'm on fixed income.
You just have to contact them about that after we're done.
Okay, no problem. And then I have to do an 8-hour course?
Correct.
How long do I have to do that?
30 days. You have to get, when you're done with the course will send you a certificate of completion, and you have to give that to the clerk within 30 days.
Okay, no problem. I accept.
Okay, so ordered. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we have Elaine.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have video?
I cannot. I'm not that smart. I'm surprised myself. I can get that far. So
that's okay.
I was on the video. I lost it, and I cannot go back. I don't know what to do. So.
Are you Elaine Florinord?
Yes, I am. I am.
Okay, and this is the 10:30 docket. Have you fixed the headlights?
No, it's not my car. The car that they have a problem. It's just like the pregnant woman just passed me the wheel, and I took over, and I just like about to move the car, then the police stopped me.
Okay.
And it was very bright, and it was not dark, so it was very bright, partly cloudy. So my car, I have the I'm blessed with the car that I'll put on auto, and so I never have the problem. So.
Okay, so it hasn't been fixed, but the problem.
No, he never have any problem. He didn't have any problem.
Oh, so you think the lights?
He was the police. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That's okay.
The policeman told me that I didn't turn on the light because it was cloudy. It was partly cloudy, very clear, and the sun was out. It was very bright, cloudy, like maybe a good 50% cloudy, but it was very, and it was 8 o'clock. So
it sounds like you want a hearing.
Excuse me? No, not really. Not really. I'm sorry. I don't know the system. I thought I can just like, it was like, okay, come to you and you will hear, and if it's that much trouble, I better pay the bills and go to school and do my work, and that's it.
Well, I remember at the beginning of the docket, I explained this is not a trial. And so I can't just listen to one side. I can't just listen to you and then find you not guilty without the officer being present, just like you wouldn't want me to listen to the officer's side without you being present and find you guilty. And so
Yes.
this is not a trial. The offer, I'll make you an offer, and then you can either accept it or not. It sounds like you believe you have a defense, so you may want to select a hearing. The offer is a withhold of adjudication, so there's no conviction, no points, a $60 fine plus costs. So the total is $163, which you can either pay or in full or enter into a payment plan, or we can have a hearing.
I prefer option A because anyway it was $163. I thought it was easy walking on the park. I don't want to just go to that much trouble.
All right.
I will pay.
You're right. The amount is the same on your ticket, but there's no conviction. So this is better than if you would have just paid the ticket. If you would have just paid the ticket, you would have been convicted. And this is a withhold, so it is better than what would have happened if you just paid.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so you're accepting.
Yes, so I don't have to go to school?
No school.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Have a good day. All right.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yay. That's on mute. And then.
Okay. We have Moto G Stylus. Can you hear me? Moto G Stylus. It looks, sir, can you hear me? Can you hear me? It looks like maybe a black sweatshirt. Rayvon Hampton, can you hear me? Is that you, Mr. Hampton? We have a weak connection,
Yes.
I think. Mr. Hampton, okay. Mr. Hampton, have you heard everything I've explained so far?
Yes.
Are you ready to hear your offer?
No. You repeat. Yes.
Mr. Hampton, do you have video?
Yes. Hello? I'm on service. Yes, I have it. Hold on.
Okay.
I can see him right here.
Yep, I can see you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes, now I can.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Hampton, I'm going to make you an offer which you can accept or not. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Your offer is a withhold of adjudication, which means no conviction, no points, a $200 fine plus court costs, and a 4-hour course. Do you understand?
A 4-hour course? Well, because I'm not from Florida. That's what.
Well, you don't have to do it in Florida. You do it on the internet. It's online. You can do it anywhere you are.
Yeah, I plead guilty right now.
All right. So you understand you need to contact the Collier clerk right away to make a payment plan, right?
How do I go about that?
You can call them. You can Google them for contact information. I think it's, Tommy, is it collierclerk.org?
No, it's collierclerk.com.
Collierclerk.com, Mr. Hampton.
Collierclerk.com.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right, that's it. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thank you. And Tommy, actually, let's see. Moto G Stylus, can you hear me? No. I'm going to write a note here and hold it up and see if he can see me. Tommy, is that in the screen?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Now we got to get him to look at it.
Yeah. Is it in the screen, Tommy?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. Andrew, is that the gentleman on the phone or on the Zoom? Yeah. Oh, let's see, one sec. Is that Polycom or the regular phone? I have two Polycom devices. Can you transfer them to my phone without disclosing my cell phone number? Oh, I've got the clerk's regular phone. Okay, thank you. Bye. Hello, sir. I'm okay. How are you? All right, give me just a minute. I need to tell the clerk that we're speaking on the phone. Tommy, I've got this gentleman on the telephone, and I'll just make sure you know what's happening, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Sir, what is your name, please?
Edward Armstrong.
Okay, Tommy, this is Edward Armstrong on the 10:30 docket. Mr. Armstrong, were you able to hear anything I've said so far?
No, none of it, sir.
Okay, so let me explain what's happening here. This is a pretrial conference docket for traffic court. So this is not a hearing. You'll notice that the officer who wrote your ticket is not present. So this is not a trial. I'm not here to determine whether you're guilty or not guilty. That's not the point of the hearing. The point of the hearing is simply for me to convey an offer to you, which you can accept or not. You certainly don't have to accept it if you don't want to. If you do accept it, then the case is over and you don't have to come back for a trial. So let me just tell you what the offer is, and then I'll explain it if you have any questions about it. The offer is an adjudication of guilt. What that means is you would receive points if you accept this offer. You would be ordered to pay a fine of $400, court costs in the amount of $103, so that's $503. You would have to, if you accepted the offer, you would have to contact the Collier clerk within 30 days of today's date to either pay that in full or to enter into a payment plan. You're free to make monthly payments beyond the first month if you want to, but you have to set up that payment plan within 30 days of today's date, and you would have to take a 4-hour course, which is not in person. You do that online. And then once you complete that 4-hour course, the provider of the course sends you a certificate of completion, and you would have to provide that to the clerk within 30 days of today's date. So that's the offer, Mr. Armstrong. Again, you can either accept it or not. Do you understand everything I've explained?
I do, Your Honor.
What would you like to do?
I would like to take the deal, but the thing is, I take care of my mother-in-law. She's in the other room. I don't have, like, it's a 24-hour job. I really don't have time to do classes. I mean, I could do the payment. I don't.
Well, you can't do 4 hours on the.
This is my first speeding ticket in my life. I'm 41 years old, Your Honor.
Well, this is a doozy.
I was exceeding the speed limit. I do know that. I take full responsibility, you know?
Right. So, but you can't do a 4-hour internet class when she's asleep?
I mean, she sleeps randomly, like,
You what, let me.
She's been down, so I gotta change her, I gotta shower, I gotta feed her. It's a 24-hour job, you know?
Maybe I understand that, and I'm sure that's a difficult thing to do and obviously time consuming. I appreciate that. So let me explain what the options are. If you say no thanks, which you certainly can do, then you get a hearing. And at the hearing, you get to explain your side of the story to the judge. It may or may not be me. I may not be the presiding judge. The officer would explain the officer's side of the story. The judge might find you not guilty, in which case you don't have to go to school. You don't have to pay anything. There's no points. That would be ideal for you, is if you're found not guilty. You might be found guilty. If you're found guilty, then the presiding judge will decide what sentence to impose, and that may be better than the offer that I just made. It may be worse. It may be the same. That depends on the facts that come out during the course of the trial. So it may or may not include the school. But based on the ticket today, the offer does include the 4-hour course.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I really don't have the time right now, you know?
We'll set it for hearing. There's nothing wrong with that.
I cook, clean, I do the shopping, I do, you know, it's just...
Okay. So, you want me to get a hearing date from the clerk?
Yes, I'm gonna have to. Yes, I apologize.
No, no apology necessary. That's perfectly fine. That may work out better for you in the long run. So, Tommy, we need a hearing date for Mr. Armstrong, please.
That's going to be June 16th, Your Honor.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yep, June 16th.
Okay, Mr. Armstrong, are you with us? Okay, your hearing is June 16th at 1:30. That's a tricky question. Right now, I think it would be scheduled on Zoom, but you know, things with regard to COVID are rapidly changing. There may be in-person dockets, but right now it would be Zoom. But here's the important thing. However you are to appear, you're going to get notice first. So you'll get something in the mail that will answer your question about how to appear, okay?
Okay, great, because I'm in Massachusetts, you know? I was on vacation.
Okay. All right, so June 16th, and then, you know, if it's, I don't know if it's going to be in person. Right now, I would say no, probably it'll be on Zoom, but I can't promise you that.
Okay.
Okay, that's it, Mr. Armstrong. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Yep, have a good day. Thanks.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. So that was Mr. Armstrong. And we have one person here for the 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Let's, Tommy, let's take 5 and see who else shows up for 11 before we start, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. All right, Tommy, I just have one person here.
Okay.
Good morning. What is your name, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Opiemi Taiwo.
Mr. Taiwo, is this this looks like a bad time to talk to you. I hate to cause any stress for you in the hospital.
No, it's okay.
Would you rather continue this and do it another time?
No, it's all right. I could do it now. I don't mind.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right, well, let me explain what's happening here. This is traffic court. If at any time you're uncomfortable at all, or you don't feel good, or you're getting stressed, I don't want any of that to happen. You please tell me that, and we'll cancel the hearing, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Okay, so this is a pre-trial docket for traffic court. Pre-trial means this is not a trial. This is not the final hearing on your traffic ticket. You notice the police officer is not here. So I will not be finding you guilty or not guilty today. That's not the point of the hearing. The point of the hearing is to give you an opportunity to resolve your case without a trial if you would like to. And so in just a minute, I will make you an offer to resolve your ticket, which you can either accept or not. You certainly don't have to accept it if you don't want to. If you choose not to accept it, then we'll give you a hearing date, which would be the trial, and the police officer would appear, you would appear, and then the judge will decide whether you're guilty or not guilty, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'll make you an offer, and then I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it as we go. So this is a speeding ticket. First of all, the offer includes a withhold of adjudication. That means you would not be convicted. You would not receive points on your record. You would be ordered to pay a $250 fine plus court costs, which is $103. So the total is $353. If you accept this offer, then you would contact the clerk within 30 days of today's date to do one of two things: to either pay that in full or to enter into a payment plan. If you would rather make monthly payments, then you can certainly do that, but you have to make that payment plan with the clerk within 30 days of today's date. And your offer is a 4-hour driving course, which is something you do online. You don't have to go in person, you do it on the internet. And then when you're done, you get a certificate of completion, and you give that to the clerk within 30 days of today's date. So it's a withhold of adjudication, no points, a total of $353 and then a 4-hour course, or we can set it for a hearing. Completely up to you.
I would rather go with the first choice.
Which
With
is
the,
no, to accept?
yeah, to accept the
The
offer. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. So you want to accept the offer, no points.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. I just have to ask you this now because you're in the hospital.